It's time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Well, yes, it is time for Mornings at 8. It is, coming up on 6 minutes after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. That's right, Wednesday, halfway through the week, so we're halfway there. From here, you can see the weekend peeking up over the horizon. It'll be here soon enough. Well, how's everybody doing on this kind of gloomy, overcast morning? Wow. You know, I got up this morning early. It was 63 degrees around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. 63, man, that's just a little warmish. Well, anyway, let me see here. Brian had a couple of really interesting stories on there. One is they found that 14-year-old girl who was missing from the town of Genesee in, I guess, Allegheny County. Right. And she was found in Pottsville or Pottstown or something, Pottsville in Pennsylvania. And she went missing, I believe, sometime over the weekend, if I recall. And when you consider, she took off with this guy, this person, I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but she took off, and that's really fast work on the part of law enforcement. That's some pretty good investigative work, I think. So they did find her, and that turned out okay, because you think it could have turned out otherwise, you know, and you don't want to hear about that. Okay, also, I like Congressman Tom Reed. I admire him. He's a good man and all that, and he is. And when he criticized Governor Cuomo for the condition of the roads in Chautauqua County, I think he had a point. So there, I do agree with that. Yeah, the governor should have been criticized. But, and as I said, I got to tell you, I like Congressman Tom Reed. He's a really good man. I think blaming the governor for the death of that driver of the natural gas truck around the Binghamton area, that seems a little harsh. I don't think that's exactly right. So, yeah, you know, I agree with him on this. I don't agree with him on that. But there we go. So that's Congressman Tom Reed, as I said, a good man. And what else? Let me see here. Oh, hey, coming to work this morning, it occurred to me, and, you know, I guess I've noticed this in the past, but I've never really thought about it consciously. If you're looking for a cheap thrill, try driving the speed limit. Okay? I don't care if you're on Route 36 or 21 or wherever you're driving. Route 66, wherever you're driving, try driving the speed limit. And all of a sudden, they'll blow you right off the road. I mean, you'll be blown right off the road. You look in your rearview mirror, and all you see are headlights, you know, or a windshield. That's all you see in your rearview. That's how close these people will tailgate, you know. So if you're looking for a cheap thrill, just drive the speed limit for a while and see how many people you meet, you know. Okay, let's see a show of hands this morning. Who out there is tired of hearing about impeachment? Anybody tired? That's all we hear about. That's all we read about. That's all we see on TV. This and that. It's all over the place. And it has been for a long time. Impeach him, impeach Trump, impeach this one, impeach that one. Just everybody just calm down. I mean, just everybody calm down. What did Maxine Waters say? There was a story this morning. I don't remember where I saw it. I think it was on Breitbart or Fox or something, where she's saying, she said that President Trump should be imprisoned immediately. Ooh, okay, I don't know about that. Then there was one of his, he has two Republican rivals for the nomination. And I don't remember which one said this, but I thought this was a little over the top too. He said that Trump should be executed. Now, that I think is just a little over the top, okay? So let's everybody just calm down just for a second. That's all we hear about. That's all we've heard about for weeks and months. And actually, let me see, it's going on 3 years. So everybody just calm down. Okay, I'm glad I got that off my chest, because every day on every website you go, every news site you go to, that's all you read about. I mean, there's got to be something else out there, such as, that's right. And this is from my ever-expanding folder entitled, How Did We Ever Make It This Far as a Species? This was in the Bronx Zoo in New York. there was a video, and this is on a whole bunch of websites, Fox News, Drudge, Empire Report. You could probably find this, or YouTube, I guess. I didn't try there. But some crazy lady, I don't want to make any judgments here, but I don't know what else to call it. But she climbs over a barrier at the Bronx Zoo. And where does she climb into but a lion's area there? So there are these lions, right? It's a lion enclosure, I guess is what you call it. And the lions are walking around. They're free to walk around in this enclosure. Probably to keep them away from the public, because the public might possibly harm them. Anyway, so this lady climbs over the barrier, and she's waving at this lion. And this lion, judging by the video and a couple of stills, this lion can't be more than 10 feet, maybe 15 feet away. And there's this lion just walking around, minding its own business, and here comes this lady over the barrier. So she's waving her arms at him, and it looks like she's taunting him. I mean, I don't know, man. Some people are really strange. So then she starts, it looks like she possibly might be dancing, or whatever you'd want to call it. Anyway, but there's this poor lion, as I said, minding his own business. It's a male lion just minding his own business in his own little enclosure. And here comes this crazy lady, and somebody was there with the ever-present cell phone, the video thing there, and he took a video of this. And there's this poor lion. And one little leap, and he could have had lunch right there, So actually, cats do not have expressions. And I'll tell you why cats do not have expressions. I read this a long time ago, is that they don't have the musculature in their face to make expressions. So they never change expression. A dog does. A dog has all kinds of expressions. I mean, they're really expressive faces, but cats don't. They always look the same. So this lion isn't making any faces, but you can kind of tell what he's thinking. He's looking at this lady, and he's very confused. He's very confused. And he's just looking at her going, what in the world is this lady doing? I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like it, Anyway, so I guess the lady made it back out of the enclosure. And oddly enough, this happened, let me see, on Sunday. So the Bronx Zoo, you can't go doing that stuff. Nobody called the cops on this lady until, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, Tuesday. So they finally called the cops on Tuesday about this lady. So obviously she wasn't charged. I don't know. But apparently you can't go climbing over barriers, okay, at the Bronx Zoo. She says, a spokesperson told Fox News that the staff had received a report that an individual had climbed over a visitor safety barrier at the African lion exhibit at the Bronx Zoo. This action was a serious violation and also a little crazy, an unlawful trespass that could have resulted in serious injury or death. I guess so. Barriers and rules are in place to keep both visitors, staff, and animals safe. We have a zero-tolerance policy on trespass and violation of barriers. So there you have it. How have we made it this far? I really don't know. Okay, let's see here. Now, recently, I don't know why, but all of a sudden all these stories like popped up about vegans and veganism and all that. Well, this is going to ruffle a few feathers, I think. Where did I find this? On Breitbart. Scientists have found that there is little evidence that eating red meat causes health problems. I can see the vegans having conniption fits, right? Eating red meat causes health problems. The research was done by 2 universities in Canada, and the research counters official guidance from the World Health Organization, which in 2015 labeled meat a carcinogenic. The paper was based on the research of a 14-strong international team of specialists and published on Monday in Annals of Internal Medicine. Bradley Johnston, associate professor at some university there in Canada, said, based on the research, we cannot say with any certainty that eating red or processed meat causes cancer, diabetes, or or heart problems. The study's author elaborated. From 12 randomized controlled trials involving or enrolling about 54,000 people, we did not find a statistically significant or an important association in the risk of heart problems, cancer, or diabetes for those that consumed less red or processed meat. Huh? So, there we have it. So apparently, according to the study by 2 universities in Canada, red meat and processed meat is not bad for you. At least it doesn't cause cancer, diabetes, or heart problems. So I can see the vegans just going totally nuts. Wow. Okay. That feels good. I like that. I love red meat, and the more the better. That's fine. A little of pepperoni on pizza. That's right. Italian sausage. This and that. Steaks. Pork. Okay. What else have we here? We have a whole bunch of stuff. Now, recently, I had a story where the Board of Supervisors in San Francisco labeled the NRA, National Rifle Association, a terrorist organization, which is crazy, but then that's San Francisco. So they labeled it, the Board of Supervisors, a terrorist organization. Well, this is highly, this is really unusual. I got this from Breitbart too. San Francisco Mayor London Breed circulating a memorandum among city officials prohibiting them from blacklisting any contractor from doing business with the NRA, which is what the Board of Supervisors was calling for. Breed's actions come less than a month after San Francisco Supervisor, I just told you that, a domestic terrorist organization. Huh. Wowee. Anyway, so the NRA filed suit against San Francisco over the blacklisting ramifications of the domestic terrorist declaration. NRA lawyer William Brewer III explained, this domestic terrorist resolution is an assault on all organizations across the country. Okay, organizations that advocate for one thing or another. There can be no place in our society for this manner of behavior by government officials. Fortunately, the NRA, like all U.S. citizens, is protected by the First Amendment. Huh. So there you go. And that story, if as I said before, if they branded the NRA a terrorist organization, if you are a member of the NRA, what does that make you? At least according to the Board of Supervisors in San Francisco. So, the mayor there says they cannot blacklist any contractor from doing business with the NRA. All right, and we also have some really good news here. And this is really surprising. When you consider news and all the violence you hear about, I don't mean in Washington, I mean, like violence and guns and crimes and all that. Statistics drawn from the FBI Uniform Crime Reporting Program show that the violent crime rate in 2018 hit its lowest level since 1971. Violent crime in 2018 was at its lowest level since 1971, which was a long time ago. FBI crime stats show the estimated rate of violent crime was 368.9 offenses per 100,000 inhabitants. And that's almost a 4% reduction in the rate when compared with 2017 stats. But the real lesson emerges when we look long term. Ironically, one of the greatest differences between 1971 and 2018, that's a long time, is that there are exponentially more privately owned firearms now, more than there were when the 1970s started. So rather than leading to more violent crime, as the left would suggest, the existence of millions and millions more privately owned guns correlated with the lower rate of violent crime. That's really a shockaroo. I mean, it really is. So 1971, 81, 91, 01, 11, 40, almost, a long time ago. So violent crime was at its lowest level, even though there are far more many guns out there owned by individuals. Huh. I thought that was really unusual. And what that means, I have no idea. Would more guns mean less? Apparently, according to the stats here, I guess. But you wouldn't think that more guns, millions more, would lead to less violent crime. It's a strange world out there. Okay, what else have we here? We can do that one. We can do that one later. Yeah, yes, sir, Bob. Okay, how much time we have? A couple of minutes. Here's a Princeton grad who killed his father over his allowance. When it was cut, gets 30 years to life in prison. Thomas Gilbert Jr., who was convicted of killing his father after the older man cut back his weekly allowance, was sentenced on Friday, up to life in prison. Now, Thomas Gilbert Sr. was a founding managing partner of the hedge fund Wainscote Capital, and he was found dead in his apartment in January 2015 with a gunshot wound to the head. Gilbert's attorneys did not, the accused, Gilbert Jr.'s attorneys did not dispute the fact that he killed his father, but said he was not guilty by reason of insanity, and jurors rejected that. So, Shelley Gilbert, the victim's wife, gave a victim impact statement on Friday where she said the family wanted Gilbert Jr. to be given as light a sentence as possible. That's the victim's wife. She said, as I've said many times in court, we've been trying to get Tommy into a hospital for 15 years. He's too sick to be able to judge. He needs to be in a hospital. So had he been so, my husband would still be alive. Now, little Tommy, 35 years old, played football at Princeton and graduated with a degree in economics. At the time of the shooting, he was 30 and unemployed, receiving up to $1,000 a week from his parents. He was a 30-year-old kid with a Princeton the degree in something or other, $1,000 a week allowance from his parents. So his father said, that's it, I'm cutting your allowance to $300 a week. And at that point, little Tommy killed his father. As once part of Manhattan's social elite, the younger Gilbert, Tommy, lived off his parents, prosecutors say, spending his time surfing in the Hamptons. He declined to appear in person for much of the 5-week trial. I guess maybe he just didn't feel like it. I don't want to go. I'm not going to go. Hey, I don't want to appear. Okay, well, there you go. Okay, insurance. That's right. Everybody needs insurance. And boy, you listen to this program and you know that that's true. Everybody needs insurance. You never know what's going to happen. Well, how about we do the Ryan agencies? You can't do any better than the Ryan agencies with offices in Hornell, Jasper, and Wellsville. Now, as you know, a matter of fact, Sean Hannity endorses the Ryan agency, as does Dave Ramsey, the financial whiz there. So he endorses them too, right? Very, very important. They are insurance experts. They offer sound, unbiased advice. They're local. They have access to a whole bunch of companies. And if you visit their website, you'll see that there's more types of insurance out there that it's amazing. There's pet insurance. There's boat insurance. There's just all kinds of insurance. And whatever insurance you need, you could find it at the Ryan agencies.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Eventful start to postseason baseball with the National League wildcard game. The Nationals were hosting the Brewers. Milwaukee jumping out to a 3-0 lead off Washington starter Max Scherzer. The Brewers held a 3-1 lead until the bottom of the 8th inning when things got interesting. That's when all-star reliever Josh Hader for Milwaukee hit Michael Taylor with 1 out, gave up a single to Ryan Zimmerman with 2 out, walked Anthony Rendon, setting the stage and loading the bases for Juan Soto, who delivered a 2 RBI single. An error by right fielder Trent Grisham allowed the game-winning run to score. Daniel Hudson worked a scoreless night for the save, and the Nationals pull out a 4-3 win over the Brewers. Steven Strasburg, who worked 3 scoreless innings in relief of Scherzer, gets the win, and Washington advances to the National League Division Series. They'll face the Dodgers in L.A. starting on Thursday. The American League wildcard game comes up on Wednesday. That'll be the A's hosting the Rays. Charlie Morton will start for Tampa Bay. Sean Manaea for Oakland.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Dozens of Sears vendors are owed money, and they want the bankruptcy judge to liquidate the business. The New York Post says Sears Holdings, parent company of Sears and Kmart, is hoping the judge will approve its reorganization plan and keep Sears in business at a hearing on Thursday. Johnson & Johnson shares are higher before the Wall Street Open after the company agreed to settle with 2 Ohio counties that accuse the company of helping to expand the opioid addiction crisis. J&J will pay $20.4 million. Samsung Electronics says it will no longer make phones in China. Samsung has been losing customers there to local brands. The Dow dropped 343 yesterday. The Nasdaq was down 90. The S&P lost 36. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Do you want to learn to speak a new language but don't have enough time? Then you need to try Babel, the language learning app that you can try for free right now at Babel.com. Babel's lessons are just 15 minutes or less, and you can go at your own pace. You'll be amazed at how easy Babel makes it. Start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Just download the Babel app or go to Babel.com now. That's Babbel.com.
Today at Simmons Rockwell Hyundai, drive away in a new Hyundai Tucson lease for only $229 a month. A new 2019 all-wheel drive Hyundai Tucson SE model equipped with 17-inch alloy wheels, touchscreen media, and rear view monitor. Lease with no money down for $229 a month for 36 months. Only tax and DMV fees are due at signing. Shop Simmons-Rockwell.com.
Okay, and here we are. It takes all kinds. Man, it just takes all kinds of people. You never know. Where did I find this? Fox News. Former veterans charity leader sentenced to a year in prison for stealing $900,000. Okay. The former executive director of a veterans charity organization convicted last year of stealing $900,000 from the nonprofit and using it for personal expenses has been sentenced to a year in prison. Patricia Driscoll was found guilty in November of 2018 of wire fraud, tax evasion, and first-degree fraud, according to authorities. She has been accused of spending the money on jewelry, shopping trips, and business ventures. Court records showed that sentencing for Driscoll, a Maryland resident, has been stayed pending an appeal. And one of her attorneys said, the court issued a thoughtful and considered sentence based on the totality of the circumstances in this case and stayed it pending appeal. With the stay, we can continue to pursue justice. Now, U.S. District Judge Richard Leon also ordered Driscoll to pay $154,289 in restitution and serve 3 years supervised release. Driscoll was the former executive director of the Armed Forces Foundation, founded in Washington, D.C. in 2001 to help promote veterans' quality of life. But anyway, so allegations, she led her for 12 years, and an allegation surfaced in 2018 that she'd misused funds. And the nonprofit dissolved its operations in September 2018 when Driscoll was found guilty. The nonprofit's 2015 tax filing reportedly indicated Driscoll misspent $900,000 on personal expenses going as far back as 2006. How about jewelry purchases? Let me see. Jewelry purchases, private businesses, a 65,000 dermatologist visit. Singular. That's visit. I don't know exactly how you get to be a dermatologist. But if you get $65,000 for a visit, where do I sign up? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, so there we go. And, veterans, you can't do enough for veterans. And to, allegedly steal $900,000, that's really despicable. It really is. I just thought I'd say that. Okay, that's it. I will see you tomorrow at 8:05. Bye.